Hi guys, welcome to Root Stem, and in today's video we're going to be painting up some Eldar jet bikes. Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me. In today's video we are going to be trying to paint up these fellas here. So try and paint up, I've already painted them. I'm just going to show you step by step how I actually got the Biel 10 look, the green, the stencil and everything else required. You will require an airbrush for this tutorial. Of course you'll need to know about dry brushing, a little bit of layering and have access to some contrast paints. Right, let's go. So to begin with, I'm going to spray up the entirety of the model in Chaos Black spray. I have kept the riders off. They do slot in quite easily. It's as if it's been designed that way. Well done, workshop. But this means that we can actually start to look at, because we're doing it Biel 10, we're going to go from that dark green to that light green. So I'm going to start with some zenithal highlights. So zenithal highlighting is effectively putting white on top of black. I am just going to go straight in with Game Air White because I'm going to be going over with a lot of other colours, so there's no need for subtle shades. The airbrush should take care of that for us. We'll put a little bit of flow improver in there. We've got a little bit of water, of course, even though it's an air paint, and that's kind of the consistency that I'm looking for. Fantastic. Let's get it on the model. Now that the zenithal highlight is down, I've actually painted these two items white already, just using again the airbrush masking off. I've masked them off so I can now start painting the green. So we're going to be using Caliban green. I'm going to thin it out for the airbrush and we're just going to paint that all over, trying to avoid the seats, but it doesn't matter if you do get them onto the seats at the moment. Now we have a solid green, we're going to go hit it with some Warpstone Glow. I'm just going to hit the areas that are slightly lighter than the others, or it should be, with Warpstone, of course, just creating a nice feathered airbrush effect. So now all of that is now dry. We've got a nice little bit of kind of shading on there using the airbrush, and all we're going to do now is get some moot green and we're just going to do some dry brushing on the edges. You can edge highlight if you want, but I just prefer to do a bit of the old dry brush on there. I feel like it goes on a lot smoother and a lot quicker. Make sure not to do it too heavy though, because you don't want to start, that paint is thin with your airbrush, you don't want to start removing it. So the dry brush has been done, that'll just give it a subtle edge highlight of the bigger green. And now, of course, you've always got to put some fawns on there when it's Biel 10, but I've actually got a transfer from Fallout Hobbies, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to use it to just put a little bit of this patterning on the sides of this vehicle. Now I may need to take it off my little base bit there. So effectively I'm just going to do it there and do it there, and I'm going to do that on all of these so that they've all got a uniform look. So I know these belong to this particular squad, and then I'll do a different one on the others. So let's preload that white again and let's crack on. Down here I have basically painted in some grey here, followed by some muffin grey on top, just a couple of layers. We're going to sort that out in a moment. Any of the white underneath that I've done, I've then covered that in Apothecary White. So that's all been covered in Apothecary White. That's all been covered in Apothecary White. Next, we've got some Rhinox hide. Let's get these leather seats painted up. So we're just going to put that onto our wet palette. And the Eldar might use something different to leather seats, but it just resonates. You just assume they do something similar. Overnight Eldar, it might be made out of human flesh. With the seats now done, I'm just going to get some Doomball Brown and we're going to do a little bit of the old stippling. Get yourself an older brush, or a really old base brush from Workshop. We're just going to stipple Doomball onto the seat. Now don't be worried if it looks quite bright, it will dull down, and we're going to be putting a wash over it as well. While we're waiting for that to dry, hit these little areas with some Apothecary White. And of course Seraphim Sepia onto the seats. Next bit, we're just going to do a little bit of dry brushing. We've got some pure white. I'm just going to dry brush this white just to finish it off. And then we then slap on some transfers and we consider ourselves done. So there we have it, some nice, quick and easy, with a bit of airbrushing and a bit of stencil. Jetbikes. These are the Jetbikes for the Rangers. I've forgotten what the Shroud runners I think they're called. I'm going to be painting up the riders sometime soon. Check out for TikTok on that one, because that will not be a long tutorial. There's no need for that really. And then I'll be adding that, and then of course we can, all as Eldar players, can continue riding the waves of being really good, even though they have nerfed it just a little bit. The Eldar army is still pretty good for once, so we can keep riding those waves. And I believe if this unit, currently for the rules, I think you can target someone that's already targeted and you get benefits, or you can target somebody within 12 inches, it picks a unit and you get benefits to shooting that unit, which is all great, fine. I've got another 3 to do, so I can have a squad of 6. Yep, because I've still got the Eldritch Omens box. And I've still got all the chaos to paint from that as well. Well, thanks very much for watching, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button if you do want to see more. And we'll see you next time.